Welcome back YouTube. Finally back on the Cameo Cream again. Unfortunately I had to make some space, so the blue Subi that was in the paint booth is now gone. Completed, happy customer, that's sorted, which is awesome. So I just need to get back into this thing here. We got a little bit stuck when we were trying to get the park brake out so we could make space. Unfortunately someone's sprayed a bunch of goo, so I can typically, and I'll just typically you can get into those parts inside here, but they can't see very well. With a bunch of goo in there, it is pretty much ruined everything. So need to strip the guards off the whole front end, make it nice and easy. We were going to have to do it anyway, so it's not a waste of time. We will rip these off, chuck them in the booth ready for work, and then yeah, we'll see once that's all done. Right, we get pretty much everything unbolted hopefully. I'll do a quick run through of where the bolts actually live, just in case you ever have to pull them apart. We are just going to pull the outer guards off, so I'll just flick around. Okay, there are two up here. These ones were 1/2 inch, but the whole thing seems to be a bit of a mix of 9/16 and 1/2 inch. You got one up here. One just inside the door, just in here, two down the bottom, under there, and then actually another two up here, so 4 all up. You'll have a whole bunch of 1/2 inch running along the inner guard. I like to take the outer guard off anyway. I'm going to try and leave the nose cone on. There is 4 1/2 inch bolts. There's 2 down there, and kind of 2 on the back up inside there, and then obviously the 2 there on that side as well. So in theory, theory being a great thing, these guys should be ready to come off. We can start moving forward again. We'll just drop this back down to a usable height, and we'll see how we go. Well, the front end is completely apart now. The interior is all stripped out. Everything is out of it apart from the shifter. The rear end is all stripped out as well. It is ready to start cutting, welding. We can actually start moving forward with it. It's taken a lot longer than what I was expecting. It just really liked to fight me every way. It happens on some of the cars. Sometimes they hate going apart, sometimes they hate going back together. If you've built cars, you'll know exactly what I mean. I'm going to give you a quick run through of the car, where it's sitting. Some parts are off it, and I think that'll be it for today. So you can see, yeah, front end completely off. Firewall is pretty much clear, apart from a one sensor, which has been difficult. I'm trying to avoid cutting it, because that would be rough. We don't want to do rough, do we? Anyway, this is pretty screwed up. This is actually from when it got towed, not by me. Ended up going on a tow truck. I've seen it there before. Finally got the rear bumper off. That was really rusted on. Surprisingly, that is in way better condition than what I was expecting, which is a massive relief. There is a couple of tiny holes, but really easily fixed. So that's actually really good. Back into the interior. We can see the hole there much better now. but the firewall is pretty much immaculate, which is awesome, because I have had to play with those before and there's a nightmare, just a bit of surface rust. Even the floor actually isn't as bad as what I thought. Apart from that, you just got a couple of pinholes, again fairly easily fixed. This one will, sorry excuse the tools, will have to be replaced, but we already knew that. Yeah, back to this. As you can see, it's actually really well looked after around through here. It's also some cool bits that wasn't on my car originally. The cover for the steering, lots of wiring that is a total mess and quite brittle. I think someone's tried to upgrade maybe the loom, possibly. I don't know, it's weird. There's some strange bits on this car. But yeah, she is ready to go. As you can probably tell, the big gaps between the videos and general quality of the videos, maybe. Yeah, I am obviously new to this. Unfortunately, while recording, we have lost some of the time lapse. It just didn't kick off or something. I don't know. Clearly pressed the wrong button. Gen X problems. I don't know. Anyway, if you do for any reason want to see how anything came apart, I'm happy to show you through the different parts. It's all pretty simple. Again, the big thing I found over ripping cars apart and trying to put them back together is if you bag everything's labelled. It makes life so much easier. I know I've really been banging on about that, but it just does make a huge difference. Anyway, we're going to call it there, and hopefully next time, which isn't too far away, we'll be into cutting and then welding, and I use that term welding lightly. Have a good one. Catch ya.